Hello and welcome to Make It Rain, the new talk show by Rain for Super Smash Brothers in the UK. Now, as we said last week, we were going to have Wills as our special guest for this week. However, our special guest this week is none other than R23,
Stop stream or
and
YouTube recording.
and we have our resident co-host, a hype machine, Professor Pro.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Now, for most of you, you're probably not going to know who R23 is. However, I'd like to just give you a quick run through of this guy. For anyone who has paid attention, yesterday there was a tournament called Smashdown South 2, which was a regional tournament hosted in Southampton, which Professor Pro attended. And during winners semi-finals, a certain Kirby main who is currently in this call,
hmm
Professor Pro, becoming the fourth person ever to beat Professor Pro in a Project M match. Now, I'd like to get both of your thoughts on that entire scene. Like, what happened there?
Okay, so the first game, what was the first game on? The first game was on Phantom of Dreams,
Yeah.
and he was like, I'd watched some of his videos kind of before the tournament, like I was like trying to see what sort of stuff he did. I played a lot of Snake in practice to see like how the character recovers, what sort of stuff you can do to intercept it. Like one of my local guys main Snake. So I practiced against it. I was like, well, it's still Prof. Like I'm gonna get destroyed, and it's gonna be destruction. But I heard the commentary table was actually like kind of close. So my friend Goofballs on commentary was like saying to abuse the crouch, and I started doing that. And then I don't think he can grab me. I don't think he can dash attack me.
Yeah, I
I don't think he can forward
can't.
smash. It's like so much stuff that he would normally get that doesn't work. So I just abused that.
Yeah.
And then I knew I was the C4. Like I knew I was gonna die on most stages anyway. So I just picked really small stages to abuse that. And I was like feeling myself so much after the second game. Like I felt like I was playing like the best I'd ever played that game. It was so I was really feeling it.
Yeah, because
And
I was watching the stream, and I remember hearing say about Kirby's crouch, and as soon as they said about it, you started using it a lot.
yeah, it was useful.
Yeah, and I also noticed as soon as Prof got the sticky, you kind of, I mean, most people when they get sticky, they tend to get defensive because they're worried of getting blown up. But you instead did the total opposite. You went completely ham and
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah, because if
have the.
he's just you're just gonna die anyway, so you got to get as much value out of the stock as possible. And if you can get the kill, then the C4, I'm pretty sure the C4 disappears. So you just
Yeah,
gotta
that's
try
good.
it. But the second time round, he destroyed me. He'd obviously worked out a bit. He was mentioning some people on the phone before we started up this recording, so maybe they're giving him some tips. And the guy I was housing, Beta, who got second, the Ike player, I was playing a lot of friendlies with him because I was housing him, and they were conspiring against me in the corner of the room. It was awful to see.
It was all a
As the
plan.
host of the tournament,
It was all
did
a
not want to
plan.
see it.
I was
But
actually really surprised to see him get second as well. Like I didn't. It was really surprising. I thought either you or X1 would definitely get second, but yeah, I was really
he beat
surprised.
X1 in bracket,
Mm.
so he earned it. Like I think it's bracket up. So his run. He beat Bowie, Mean King,
Yeah.
Candy, the Bristol Bowser boss, who ended up getting fifth. But I think
Yeah.
you may have disgraced him a bit in losers, Prof.
Is this Candy?
Candy, the Bowser
Yeah,
main.
he took me to.
Statistic.
If people don't know, he took me to Metal Cabin, and in tournament I
Yeah, yeah.
JV five star.
Ooh.
I JV five star him. I think he might have been a bit demoralized. But what did you want to say, GP?
For the people who are new to Smash, a JV5 stock is essentially a perfect. It's when you take absolutely no damage and lose
Yeah,
absolutely no lives all
I
game.
was I was super salty when I was playing him. This is me coming off the loss of R23, and everyone. The one thing I always hate this. When I lose in tournament, I hate when people come up to me and start asking me questions and stuff like. And I was just sorry. I was just like, I just want to play. I just want to
What
play.
sort of
And
things were
then
people
I took
asking
it
you?
out. I partially took it out on Candy, and I gave you five.
What sort of things were people asking you then? Because like I was really hyped after, so I
It's
just like went
just
outside and
they
sat down.
all they ask me is it's not even like helpful questions. It's just like why did you lose? What happened? Yeah, what happened? Are you gonna switch? That's all.
Are you
People
gonna switch? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I got that loads. People like, even people asking me, am I gonna go Fox? And I'm just like, I never go Fox.
Yeah,
I never. If you actually look at the beginning of our match, the second set, I put my icon on on Fox, and then I looked at you for the troll, just for the troll. But then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's super sellout. I'm not
yeah,
fuzzy.
yeah.
Now, speaking of people asking you these stupid questions, I'm going to ask one. Why did you lose?
Why did I lose? Yeah, good question. I'm not gonna lie, like I got thrown off by a lot of the stuff. I was trying to punish stuff that I can punish on normal characters, but then it's just like Kirby's a bit different. Like you can't really the stuff that he was doing is I wasn't used to it, and yeah, he threw me off. It was good. Even Alex can say when he won, like I gave him a hug. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, afterwards. After like Tristan like ran off commentary.
Yeah,
X1.
I gave him a hug and I was like, yeah, that was really good. Like I wasn't like upset or angry. I was okay with it. I was just
No, we've seen there's that picture on Smash UK of your salty smile.
and there's the funniest picture that someone caught a golden moment of me like kind of have a salt smirk on and you just like super hype.
Absolutely ecstatic, basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's a good reaction picture for the UK right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were thinking about making them into Twitch emotes. So that's a lot to Josh. If Josh can do that, then it'd be pretty
Yeah,
legit.
I spoke to him about it. He said he's working on it
Yeah.
at some point, hopefully.
No,
Yeah,
definitely. Now, of course, I just like to read out the names of all the people that have beaten Prof in Project M in tournament. I wrote it down. Took about 5 seconds.
Taking a set off me, not like knocked me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I take it. Armada, best Project M player in the world. Leffen, just one of the best Smash players, hands down.
Yeah.
Fuzziness,
Wait. And fuzziness, he's just to clarify, fuzziness is only taking a set off me with 2.1 Lucario, that broken Lucario. That's the only time he took a set off me.
yeah.
But
So this is 2 years ago,
yeah.
and then the fourth player got added on yesterday, R23.
yeah, it's a pretty good list to be a part of. I'm pretty happy with it.
Uh,
I need to step up a bit more to see if I don't think it will happen again for a long time now that he maybe knows Natch a bit more and
The funny
make
thing was, I was surprised because apparently you've only been playing Smash for like what 8 months or since August or
yeah,
something.
yeah, I started in October with Blast Zone 4 was my first tournament.
Mm. So yeah, like yeah, I think you've even if you beat me, you've done a lot more than a lot of
Yeah.
people have done in a short span of time. So it was good, man. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think for any new people watching, like Project M is not like easier, but I think it's easier to catch up with right now. There's a lot more
It,
competition for the top spots. They're like the melee people that are coming over aren't necessarily gonna destroy you
mm.
because the
Yeah,
melee
I
characters aren't
agree.
as good.
yeah.
It's how it is, man.
I was referencing that. Of course, you came third at this tournament in the end after your amazing upset. But Beta, who came second, is a Brawl player who comes from Q8, and he moved here relatively recently. Of course, he's not new to Smash because he's been playing it for a while, but he's new to the UK scene. And it seemed, and as I alluded to in the last in the last episode, it seems brawlers can transfer into Project M a lot easier than brawlers can transfer into Melee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Like I said when he was at my house, he was saying about how he doesn't really have much tech skill. Like you see the what's the Ike main in America, Ally. He like does all these
Sorry.
sort of
Oh
reverse
yeah,
moves.
no, I don't know. Ally, yeah, it's Ally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He does like all these like sort of like reverse wave bounces and wave just like wave dashing and stuff. And Beta doesn't do any of that. He's just a really solid player who like chokes out your space slowly, and he's really hard to recover against as well. His timing's
But
really solid.
But if he was to gain that
If
control, he would be
yeah,
way better, which is why it's important. Like if you're doing good without even using the
yeah,
stuff that people consider as advanced, like then that means that when he does actually learn to use it, he'll be a lot better. Which is he actually messaged me like 3 hours ago asking for advice, and I was just like, work on your movement, and he needs to work on his neutral game, but I think he was asking advice of what you practice by himself, and you can't really work on neutral game by yourself because
yeah. You can practice.
you need a person for that.
You can
So
practice movement completely.
yeah,
Yeah. Now, speaking of someone who doesn't wave dash,
I know where this is going.
Rolex.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna make this a weekly thing. I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
our special guests what they think is gonna happen in our hype money match, the hypest money match of Skater, Professor Pro versus Rolex, R23.
I think
What do
Prof's gonna destroy him. Like, I only beat him because I outgimmicked him basically. In like the second set shows, as long as Rolex doesn't go for any like best of 3 or best of 1 or some awful stuff like that, as long as it's like a solid best of 5, best of 7, there's no way.
I see what I said. Remember, I said that last week, Tom.
said that
I
exact
said that.
same?
I said
Absolutely no
precisely
way.
that. I said
Like,
precisely that. I was like, the only way you can win if it's a best of 3. And then I was like, as long as it's a best of 7, he stands no chance. But the thing is, I can't get like with Kirby, I can get kind of out gimmick because I don't understand the character. But I main Snake. You're not gonna
yeah.
surprise me with anything. That's why I'm thinking like against Rollins. I don't think he stands a chance, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's good to hear. That's the only thing I felt a bit bad after my win. Like, oh, it's gonna give Rolex some ammo. Like, shots are gonna be fired.
But every single time he says anything, all I say is, "Okay, can you put more money on it, or get people to put more money on it?" And he says nothing afterwards. So that's like my thing to shut him up. It's beautiful.
Right. We're gonna go to the other results from Smashdown South 2 now. Of course, Prof, you won both Project M and Melee singles because it was
Yeah,
a regional tournament and you didn't have your usual high competition there.
yeah, pretty much.
But doubles was a bit of a different story. Do you wanna share with the world about what exactly you did? Because of course, before that, X1 X1 and R23 won both doubles events as well. So
Yeah.
congratulations for that.
Thanks a lot.
I'd like to hear about the story of doubles.
Okay, basically, I tried to be the cockiest guy in the world, and team with a 12-year-old. I was like, I can do what I want. I can get away with it. So I wanted extreme troll ammo to troll the UKC for a very long time, and it backfired in my face because he was a bit worse than I thought he was gonna be. Even Alex, you could say, what Alex? What do you, how he obviously he's a little kid. Like I can understand. Like
Yeah,
he's still learning the game. But like Alex, what do you think? How good do you think he was?
I think our strategy that me and Tristan thought we were really clever thinking this, but everyone else seemed to have it of beat up the kid, make sure he loses all his stocks, and he has to start taking Prof stocks. As long as like you only got to play 2 or 3 of your stocks each game, it was not like it wasn't easy to deal with the team for
Yeah,
sure. Because like especially in melee where there's the shine spike factor, but
yeah,
it wasn't like mega free just because I was a
yeah.
12-year-old.
The thing was, I went into it thinking, oh, I'm gonna if X1's gonna take out Alan, then I'm gonna take out you. But I couldn't take you out as quick as he could take out Alan. Like he was just comboing Alan like
Yeah,
continuously,
yeah.
like getting him to like 110 in like 10 seconds, and I maybe might get you to like 40 in like 5 seconds. And he was just putting on so much damage on it. I was just like, this isn't working. Like it was so hard. I was struggling so much to win that. It was fun though. It was fun. I
It's a
enjoyed it.
different sort of challenge.
Yeah.
You do enjoy carrying teammates, don't you? You've got a bit of
It's
a
fun. It's fun. I kind of hate like in general. I hate playing doubles when I feel like it's unfair. Like it's not fun for me to just team with someone that's good, and then like take out like even like take out other teams. When I'm at Smash Fest, like if it's like me Alpha Dash, me and Alpha Dash, we like rarely team. Like if we're playing doubles, just because I always like to make the teams even. Like because it's just boring. It's boring for me just to go in for like just to win because it's not you don't really it's not exciting for me basically. You know, I like setting challenges for myself. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. Now, question posed to both of you actually. Because of course we had our first, I believe it was our first Project M doubles tournament at
yeah,
Smashdown, wasn't it?
We had one at Smashdown South 1 as well,
Oh, oh, okay. Is
yeah,
this
but this
we
our
did
this
the
was
first?
this
second.
was this was the second one. It was really good still.
Yeah. Now we saw some interesting tactics, including the Kirby Ivysaur tactic, which you guys saw.
Yeah, that's pretty
Uh,
scumbag.
yeah,
Potentially the most annoying team to play against, Kirby and Kirby and
Yeah,
Ivysaur.
the scumbag for a lot of reasons. It controls the stage kind of well. Both characters don't die forever. And then there's the if you swallow Ivysaur with Kirby, you get a fully charged solar beam instantly, which is definitely not broken. I know Prof is PM backroom, maybe complaining some.
You're trying to
Please
choose
don't
your words
nerf my
carefully.
character.
Try to choose your words carefully.
uh, what we're going to find out, he has to charge it up himself now.
Yeah,
Uh, but of course, you've got all of these new versatile, fairly gimmicky characters. So doubles is going to be even more gimmicky and janky in comparison. Uh,
yeah.
what do you think is going to happen with doubles for Project M? Do you think it's going to become a regular thing worldwide, or
I think right now it's kind of a side event for a lot of people. Like it was a lot of fun to run. We didn't with the stage list for it. A lot of the stages we took out where it was because oh yeah you can circle camp on this stage so it's really boring. In doubles that isn't a problem because you're not going to camp if your teammate's getting beat up. So that we had like a huge stage list, loads of bans. People seem kind of relaxed playing it, not as fussed.
I can see it becoming bigger like in the future, but not for now. Because I think because people are still learning like the singles meta game, like they're still learning that, and certain characters haven't even developed. Like people aren't taking like doubles that as seriously. Like, but except me and Strong Bad are teaming in Skater Project M doubles, so then we might learn some new stuff there, and it might start getting bigger from there. But overall, like I can't really see it getting too big. I can see singles pretty much being the main thing, like for at least like the next 1 or 2 years, I think anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Well, singles is of course the main event of all Smash games. Like you never finish up a tournament with doubles.
Well, we finished with doubles yesterday, but that was scheduling.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the main event was still Project M singles and Melee
yeah,
singles.
yeah. Well, the main event was actually winners semi-finals, but you know, we're gonna move off of the actual tournaments now. We've had we've had a preliminary tier list for Project M released lately by Clash Tournaments.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
know,
I've seen that.
of course, the game, this version of the game has only been out for about 4 months now, so you can't really do anything accurate. But they've released a tier list anyway, a relatively crude version. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Well,
Yeah, you
well,
go
you
first.
go first. I'll go first. I think there's mega Mewtwo King Soul in that tier list. Mega. Like when I saw Sheik was like near just on the verge of like low tier, I think, and apparently like King DDD is better than Wario, Zero Suit, Samus, Diddy Kong, and some other character. Oh yeah, then and Sheik, and I was like, no, like I just think I think some characters are in reasonable positions. Like it's hard to say, it's hard to put characters in it. I would say borderline impossible to put um characters in exact positions, but sometimes you can kind of tell the area a certain character is going to be. And I think it's kind of bad, like the list overall. It's bad and it's good in some areas, but overall it's not that great, I think.
Yeah, I thought towards the top of the list, like you can see why some of the characters they put as top tier based off of results and like what the
Yeah,
character can do. Like Fox at the top is fine, Pit
Hmm.
near the top is cool, Ivysaur near the top, Mario near the top. But then when you get, like you said, to like the middle bit, it becomes very questionable.
yeah. And Toon Link, worst character
Yeah,
in
Toon
the
Link
game.
confirmed worst character by considerable distance.
Jolty and
It was,
Sully.
I thought Olimar was the one at the bottom.
Nah, there's
That was Toon Link.
Olimar's like, so I've got it up in front of me here. Olimar's got like a rating of 5.4, and then Toon Link's like a whole point behind him. He's like 4.6.
Yeah, Toon Link's right at the bottom, and then it's Olimar, I think. But yeah, Joey plays the worst character in the game apparently.
Yeah, to be honest, I look at it and wouldn't be entirely surprised if that was actually the case because Toon doesn't seem to have the greatest options in the world. However, what characters do you actually think are among the worst in the game? Like both of
Uh,
you.
Wait, I think probably Squirtle, Ganondorf, King DDD. I have to look at the list. I always forget.
Ice Climbers.
Yeah, Ice Climbers. Like, just that's mostly because they're meta games, not developed. Like,
Yeah,
so
once like
I would still put them in the bottom area, but I always forget it. But yeah, I would say those kind of characters I would put nearest the bottom. I
yeah.
always forget. I made kind of like a list before, but I forgot what it was. Like,
I think Jigglypuff's like kind of bad.
yeah, Jigglypuff is not as strong as she. No, she's probably out of all of the top tiers the weakest. Like, I think.
Coming over from Melee, yeah.
Yeah.
And there seems to be Captain Falcon seems to have not translated too well, in my personal opinion. But
I don't think he's that bad, to be honest. Like, he's got foul kick, which is a lot stronger, and his recovery is better. Like, he's not terrible. I don't think he's bottom tier.
Nah.
He's still got like his melee stuff. Like,
Yeah, he's
I,
definitely
I
high around mid. He dumps on floaties still, but
yeah, I still think he's alright. I think he's better than Jigglypuff at the moment, which is
yeah,
kind of fun.
definitely.
Yeah, but yeah,
okay. Just one last question based around the tier list. We of course, if you look at their preliminary tier list, characters like Olimar, Yoshi, and Ice Climbers, they're all very close to the bottom. Do you think that's actually
Yoshi,
because of characters, or do you think it's because they're really janky characters that have only been released
no,
very?
Yoshi's dumb. Yoshi's actually dumb at the game. Yoshi's so good. Like, Yoshi's borderline stupid. Like, it's just because no plays character. Which is why I think. It's why I kind of think it's silly. Like, why make a tier list if you're not actually educated on who? Like, I personally think if you're gonna make a tier list, you should at least be informed of the best people who represent each character, because then you're not informed of the meta game, and then what are you basing the tier list off? Like, I think like you should. There's no point in making a tier list unless you're informed of how that character's meta game is doing in the public.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah,
that's part of why I think like up at the top it's okay because like it's very justifiable to put Pit up at the top right now because obviously Armada wins everything he plays.
yeah.
So that
But
character,
it's actually a great character in general. Like,
yeah, the character feels good and it has results to back it up. But I don't think there's like just because a character hasn't placed highly at Project M National yet. There's only been like I don't know, not that obviously not as much as Melee.
like 4 3, but like 4 3. Well, there's been a few, but they've spanned across different versions, so it's kind
Yeah.
of hard, like, to get a consistent list. So
Well, even then,
So
it's tell because of course, at Apex you had Flyer Manita placed top
yeah,
King DDD, who you consider to be one of the worst in the game.
yeah. But at the same time, like, even in a balanced game, that's what you would expect. You would expect, if the game is aiming for balance, you wouldn't expect a character to never be able to reach that point in the first place. Like, even if a character is one of the worst in the game, like, it should, with the aim that the game is looking to achieve, it should still be able to achieve them positions, regardless, because player skill should have more of a factor than purely just the actual character, which is a good part of PM, I think. Anyway.
Yeah,
I still put him at the bottom, but I still think like even if he's at the bottom, it's not like he shouldn't get to that position. Like, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, right. We've had a few questions from the community to be asked on this show.
Yeah.
Now we've got a whole load of questions from your teammate X1 who who gave us a couple of questions. However, first question from him, of course, like in Melee, there is a clear top three players. Do you think the same will end up happening in Project M? And if so, do you think it's going to be the same top three players? Which is obviously for Melee, the top three is yourself, Professor Pro, Fuzziness, and VA, the UK. Do you think the same thing will happen for Project M?
So we're
Both.
just talking about the UK here, yeah.
Yeah, just the UK. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that I'm not sure how much time Fuzziness and VA are putting into Project M. I doubt it's as much as they're putting into Melee.
Mm.
So I think those spots are open for claiming, and Prof puts a lot of time in, but I've shown he's beatable. You can do it. Dreams do come true. So I don't know, like someone could come out of nowhere, like with some low tier character. Some Olimar main could come up and tear it up with some hidden Olimar tech. So the top three spots I think are going to be competitive for a long time.
You watch that. I'm going to put one of my main now.
Yeah, watch out for that hidden boss.
What about you, Prof? Do you think we're going to have? Do you agree with our 23 on that, or do you think we're going to?
I think there's more room. I don't know. I don't think it. I think even though I'm coming off a loss, and it's weird to say this, I don't think no one's gonna come along and take me out personally. No rivalry's gonna come along and beat me, take me out. I think, even though I'm saying that coming off a loss, but yeah, that's how I feel. But I do think, which I was gonna say, I do think the mid highest tier, like they have a lot of people that can come up and challenge them. Like example, Anarchy came to his first tournament and placed fifth, like, and he took out Jolyon, who's been to a good few tournaments. So like among that level, I feel there's a lot more debatable. And Luigi Mitsu, even though it was a friendly, like this was at Hog the other day, which is Heart Gaming, where Smash and Dash is gonna be. We went there, and Dijon asked Dijon asked Luigi Mitsu for a £20 money match, and Luigi Mitsu didn't want to do it, and he was just like, and then they had a serious best of five, and Luigi Mitsu actually won 3-2. So it's just like, but if that was melee, like there's no Dijon would win that. Like so things like that, like people they have their spots. Their spots aren't as solidified. They can lose a lot. Even I have more of a challenge in Project M, but yeah, I would say among the high mid tier, their spots aren't solidified. They can lose. So yeah.
Yeah, especially where it comes down more to matchup a lot. Like I know VA's maining DDD right now, and that character has a lot of bad matchups, I think.
Yeah.
So purely based off what character someone chooses to main, they could lose just because some character counters it really well.
Yeah. Some people are saying recently that they feel every character might need a secondary or something like that. I'm not sure how true that is, but I guess if you did have a solid secondary that was as strong as your main character, it would help. But like obviously getting to that point is hard. So, but yeah, some people do think that secondaries might end up being necessary in PM, but I'm not sure. But we might have to see along the way.
Right. Interesting, yeah. Of course, we're both me and yourself are sponsored by Rain. Do either of you see other esports organisations similar to Rain attempting to pick up Smash players in the UK? Why or why not? Do you think we're going to get more esports in the UK happening for Smash at least?
I'll let Prof go first on this one.
Maybe. Like the funny thing was, Tristan actually told yesterday that someone passed our event and said that they're part of MLG. I forgot what it was, MLG or eSports.
iSeries.
Yeah, that. And then he said that he was interested in getting Smash on some platform. I forgot what's it called again? What's the platform called?
They host like a event every 3 months called iSeries. It's I think it used to mostly be PC stuff, but now I know they do some other fighting games.
Yeah.
So Smash might be in there.
So I'm not sure if it's gonna get. Well, it's already Smash is already at MLG, so it's improving. It will be on more platforms, which is good. Like that's what we want to see as a community. We want to see it on more platforms, more people getting recognized for it, because it's a great game, and like, the community is actually probably one of the best communities like out there. Like everyone, even when I spoke to our manager, Matt, he was super surprised at how like good the Smash community is. The community is amazing. It's just really good. I love it. So because of our community and our work as a community and how we're expanding, I think we should be on more platforms in the future. This year, May, it's going to be good at the moment.
All right. What about you? What about you, R23? What do you think in terms of other esports getting involved, particularly in the UK?
I kind of agree with Prof here. Like, if it's going to be on more platforms, like with MOG coming in, people are going to want to pick it up. People want to have Smash right now because it's definitely the hot thing going. So if the interest is there, I think more sponsorships will want to come along just naturally with it.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. Now, another question asked by X1, which kind of makes me a little bit sad, which was, will Brawl die when Smash 4 comes
I think it will. I'm not gonna lie. I think it will, if the if the engine is anything like Brawl, if it's, let's say if it's identical to Brawl engine wise, I think Brawl's done. That's I'm not gonna lie. I think Brawl's done. Like, because it's people
on?
it's kind of dying at the moment, which is kind of sad for the community. But I think if Smash 4 is going to bring in loads of new people, and it's just going to be a new game, and I think Brawl will be done. I could be wrong, but we just have to see. It just seems like it's dying to me.
Yeah, it's not doing well currently. I mean, the UK scene's still doing pretty good, and we've got a lot of new people come along. But as a whole, across the world, it seems to be slowing down.
Yeah, seems to be kind of more about like keeping what they have right now, whereas Melee seems to be growing and growing. So I think maybe people will just make the swap straight over to Smash 4. Like if it has a bigger roster and plays maybe the same kind of similar to Brawl, then people will want to play it more.
Yeah, like,
Just because it'll be fresher and there's no
yeah, like
meta.
it might not even be a bad thing. It might end up being like the savior for the Brawl community, that they have something new to move into with more people playing it. Like it could end up being the savior for the community, like the Brawl based community. So it might not be that bad if it does die off. Like, but we'll see. But I don't know. Like it could benefit them. It just I'd have to wait and see what Smash 4 is like. It's too hard to say because they haven't really shown too much. But
Yeah, they haven't shown much gameplay footage wise. It's all been like screenshots and stuff.
yeah,
We have seen a little bit of gameplay footage, but nothing particularly.
yeah.
Nothing.
Well, we saw I've seen Brawl air dodging, so like
Yeah,
that leads everyone to believe it's going to be like Brawl based. I personally think that they should put the option in to have Brawl air dodge or Melee air dodge, and then it will make everyone happy because it will mean you'll be able to wave dash or you'll be able to play with the Brawl physics, and then it will mean with certain characters that certain characters have different meta games with Brawl air dodge and with Melee air dodge. It would be interesting, but they're not going to do that because they don't care.
So
yeah.
you pick the character and you pick the type of air dodge you have.
Yeah, and there, so you could play like Jigglypuff with melee air dodge or Brawl air dodge, and like you could play different type of styles like with the exact same characters. It could end up being interesting, but then I doubt they're gonna do that. But it would just create different meta games for both characters, and then people will be able to wave dash or not wave dash it, and like yeah, I think it would be good, but
Yeah,
that's
it'd be
just.
interesting.
Yeah, Nintendo hire this man. That's a brilliant idea. Actually, speaking of Nintendo, we've recently found out that they're actually they're finally at last supporting the competitive scene, or at
I,
least cooperating with it.
I
What are
think they
your
have
thoughts
to.
other than amazing?
I think they have to because they've got too much negative. They know that they'll get too much negative feedback if they don't. I don't think. I think they're just doing it because they know it's in their advantage to. They don't. I don't feel like they actually care. If they care, they wouldn't have. They would. I'm still salty. I'll never forget when they took Melee off of when they were like Melee is not going to be on the live stream. I'm still salty. I'll never forget.
They reversed it, though. They reversed it.
Yeah, but that was kind of because the amount of negative stuff they got from it. Like they probably like if you've read the quote from it has all this stuff about oh yeah we like Melee, we're happy people are playing it, but then there's the little plug at the end for by the way Smash 4 is coming out later this year. Make sure you take a look. So
Yeah, I think it's all attack. I think it's just all attack to benefit like them. But they're a huge corporation. Like that's what they're meant to do, I guess. Like they're not really there to cater to competitive
yeah,
matches. They're there to, so I understand, but I'm just like wary because I'm like, yeah, I know you're supporting us, but I don't think you're doing it because you actually care. You're just doing it because you're a corporation. So
yeah. I think this year round it's going to be like if at the end of the Evo Grand Finals they had like a trailer for Smash 4, the amount of people that are watching that would be massive advertising. If that was like the Captain Falcon reveal, because he hasn't been announced yet, that would like get a lot of people interested, I think.
Yeah.
Just show off a few knees and Falcon punches. People want to do that. But I think next Evo will be the interesting one, where there is Smash 4 out, where maybe they'll be like, you should be playing our new game now because we let you do this last year. So
Wait, it's not going to be called Smash 4 though, is it? It's going to be called something.
It's just
I thought it was like called Smash 4. It's like a joke, like Smash 4 Wii U or Smash 4 3DS. But
Because like I swear when Brawl was coming out, weren't they saying Smash 3 and then they revealed the name Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
no,
Or am I wrong?
it was always Brawl.
So Smash 4 is definitely being called Smash 4 basically.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be like Smash Elite or something like that, or something.
They ran out of cool names to stick in it.
Yeah.
Like, they said they came with Brawl and like, right, we can't top that. We'll just not bother.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Right, okay. I think that's just about all we have time for. We've been on here for quite a while, so I'd like to give a huge thank you to R23 for coming on and talking to us about this major upset.
Still so, yeah.
Still, so we're gonna see a comeback in tournament. I'm gonna read the bracket at Smash and Dash so these two play each other.
Yeah, hopefully Grand Finals.
Yeah.
Ideally, we'll see.
Yeah. Thank you to Professor Pro for being my co-host yet again, and thank you to all of you for watching. Please leave us more questions. Please leave us more questions to ask on our next episode, which will actually be containing Rain Wills, our third member of the Smash Rain, the Rain Smash area. Leave the comments on Reddit or YouTube or Facebook or anywhere that you see this. We'll find them and we'll try and ask as many as we can. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
All right.
See ya.